You should expect an interpretation that is incredibly reverent of the original, so much so that you might get a little bit of deja vu. Let me show you the opening number as we meet the bookish belle in that small provincial town.
There goes the baker with his tray like always. The same old bread and rolls to sell. Every morning just the same, since the morning that we came to this poor provincial town.
Good morning, Belle.
Good morning, Monsieur Jean.
So there you go, Emma Watson as Belle, auto-tuned or not, you decide. You've got Kevin Kline as the father, the inventor, Luke Evans as Gaston, of course, the egotistical hunter, Josh Gad there next to him. So this is big and boisterous and colorful. A little jarring to see Belle come to life, looking so much similar to the original version. Of course, if you know the story, Belle's father stumbles into the castle looking for warmth, becomes a prisoner of the beast. In desperation, Belle trades places with her papa and is now a prisoner of the prince cursed to look like, well, a buffalo in a smoking jacket. Can she quell his temper, break the spell? Will the china dance and sing? All will soon be answered. There you go.
Well, I have to say, I'm wanting to love this movie, but I'm sensing a bit of skepticism in your voice.
I'll tell you, after I finished watching this new version, my question was not how did they adapt it, but why did they adapt it? Not every classic Disney cartoon deserves a live-action remake version, but this is very much Disney's battle plan going forward. They've had success with Cinderella, which had spirit and spectacle. Jungle Book had a greater sense of majesty. They're even doing a new live-action version of Dumbo directed by Tim Burton. Imagine that, like the jumbo-sized eyeliner, maybe black turtlenecks. I don't know. But I have to say, not all animation is equal, and this live-action version of Beauty and the Beast just doesn't quite work. Now, let me give you a case. I mean, I think the problem is really the magic of animation itself. When you have a talking teapot, as a 2D image, you know, you see that voice, you hear the name, you hear the sound, and you believe it. You instantly imbue it with life. Or a talking candelabra and a clock. Sounds ridiculous, but let's look at the 1991 original.
Glass of water, crust of bread, and then...
Cogsworth, I am surprised at you. She's not a prisoner. She's our guest. We must make her feel welcome here. Right this way, mademoiselle.
Well, keep it down. If the master finds out about this, it will be our neck.
Of course, of course. But what is dinner without a little music?
Instantly charming. Now, compare that to this. Yes, we have the technology of Ewan McGregor as the new voice of the Lumiere, but it doesn't have the same magic. In a way, almost kind of reality gets in the way. It's hard for us to really kind of believe in this in the same way. Overall, Beauty and the Beast feels labored. It's not as successful. It's not as effortless. For example, I mean, let's take a look at the footage. Dan Stevens as the digital beast is lost under the fur and rumbling voice. I mean, there he is. You can barely tell there's a great actor hiding somewhere under there. And then Emma Watson as Belle, I mean, you know, she's lovely. It's a character close to Hermione, but she doesn't have the same sparkle. The highlight is that man, Luke Evans as Gaston. If you ask me how he plays the character, I'd say cartoonish. He's playing it big and broad. That's why it works. Also, for Josh Gad as the kind of loving assistant, LeFou. Now, you may have heard this character is now a gay character. He has the thing for Gaston. He'd like to win him over himself, and that's fine. It's a fun little accent on the character. It's not overbearing, and it's one of many added notes of diversity in this film. But overall, Beauty and the Beast is just too much, overblown, overstuffed. The story has more backstory. You learn about the prince, about Belle's mother. I saw a lot of bathroom breaks when I was watching this movie. It has a long running time, maybe a little too long for some of those little members of the audience. And so in the end, if you want to watch Beauty and Beast, I'd say get the Blu-ray, not this version, 3 stars out of 5. But I'm going to wait for the Aristocats adaptation. I think jazz and singing cats, that's a winner right there.
All those cat videos on YouTube that people love so much,
Perfect.
It will come together in that. So 3 stars and maybe perhaps 2 pull-ups from Eli on Beauty and the Beast. Thank you, Eli.